The Blues have played 4 matches on their pre-season tour of the United States, with some players set to return to London with a higher stock than others. Related articles trending. Related articles. Chelsea face Real Madrid in the final game of their pre-season tour of the USA, knowing that victory against the Champions League holders would provide a much-needed morale boost. The Blues have won only once in their 4 games across the pond, a 3-0 success over Club America, with a 2-2 draw against Wrexham and heavy defeats to Manchester City and Celtic. It is still anyone's guess as to whether Enzo Maresca's side can be considered contenders for Europe this season, let alone the Premier League title. But beating Madrid would offer some hope to their disappointed fanbase after a below-par show in the US. While some players have performed and boosted their credentials, others have failed to shine. Express Sport runs the rule over Chelsea's winners and losers from their USA tour. Given that he only started 1 out of the 4 games, it may surprise some fans that Sterling was the most influential attacker for Chelsea in the United States. The 29-year-old has often flattered to deceive in Chelsea colours since his big money switch from Manchester City, but the winger is looking more like the £47.5 million player the Blues originally thought they would be getting. He came off the bench against Celtic and immediately hit the post before later winning a penalty. Then he scored a superb volley against his former club in a 4-2 defeat last time out after being out of the starting 11 again. Maresca needs players who are comfortable playing his possession-based, positional play football, a system Sterling knows well from his time under Pep Guardiola. And the evidence from the USA tour suggests he could rediscover his best form at Stamford Bridge. 3 goals in 4 games and not an injury in sight. It's looking good for Nkunku ahead of the new season after the Frenchman was limited to just 11 Premier League outings in 2023-24. The £60 million signing from RB Leipzig has exhibited his class in the USA and, while 2 of his 3 goals came from the penalty spot, his influence in a playmaking role has been unquestionable. He even looked to have summoned his inner Eden Hazard with a slaloming run to beat 4 defenders before winning a spot kick for his team against Club America. Of course, he managed to come through pre-season unscathed last year too, before suffering a hip injury just days before the season which kept him out for several months. But after performing consistently stateside, the Frenchman can look forward to put his injury issues behind him and featuring regularly this season under Maresca. The best way to silence critics and quash speculation about your future is doing your talking on the football pitch, and that's exactly what Noni Madueke has done in pre-season. Despite lurking rumours of a £35 million move to Newcastle, the 22-year-old has produced some electric displays on the right flank to stake his claim for a regular spot. In particular, it won't have gone unnoticed that he scored and assisted against Man City. Maresca's new 3-2-4-1 formation could offer a better chance for Madueke to feature next season, with Cole Palmer potentially moving further in field to give priority to his creative influence. He only started 13 league matches under Mauricio Pochettino, but he could be involved in a more important role this season if he continues to influence results with goal contributions. As one of the most experienced players in the squad, the left back won't need telling that his Chelsea future is under threat. Chilwell has been linked with a move to Manchester United and it appears his place is far from being guaranteed, with Levi Colwill playing regularly in pre-season and Marc Cucurella set to return following Euro 2024. The 27-year-old has been left out in the cold with only brief substitute appearances so far under the new boss, who admitted he hasn't found a role for the full back in his team yet. With no starts and a worrying admission from Maresca, the left back could be the next name on the chopping block. A new look for Mudryk might have signalled a fresh start for the £88 million star under Maresca, but if anything, he looks more irrelevant than ever in this Chelsea side. The Ukrainian was hooked at half-time during the 4-1 thrashing by Celtic and had no joy up against the inexperienced City youngster Josh Wilson's brand when he started against the champions. No goals and no assists tell a familiar story of his time at Stamford Bridge, and that doesn't offer a promising glimpse into what his future holds in West London. Mudryk has a contract until 2031, So he has time on his side, but he hasn't gone up in his manager's estimation after an anonymous show in the States. Viewed as a risk-free signing after joining on a free transfer from neighbours Fulham, the jury is still out on whether Chelsea made a colossal mistake in signing Adara Bioyo. The 26-year-old, standing at 65, offers a major threat from aerial set pieces and that will help eradicate issues that plagued the team last year. But his own defensive sloppy displays in the USA, particularly when in possession, have somewhat undermined the argument that he can be trusted to bring the ball out from the back. One major error against Celtic and a near miss against City will do little to build his confidence, as he was already facing a battle to win over disgruntled Chelsea fans, who feel Trevor Chalobah is the better defender. Now he might need to convince his manager too.